Hey everybody, William here, and as you know, I'm a local real estate agent here in the state of Minnesota. What I'm going to cover today is the top 5-ish things that will stop your home from selling for top dollar and can kind of cost you a lot of money. All right, let's jump into it. My name is William Huffman. I'm a real estate agent here in the state of Minnesota with RE/MAX Results of Good Life Group. I'm the top 1.73% for RE/MAX in the world. I'm a team lead. My wife is also a part of the team. She's the real boss. I'm just the mouth. So let's jump right into it. In this video, we're going to talk about the 5-ish things, 5 for sure. If I go on a rant, maybe 6 or 7. The 5 things that as a listing agent, I look for in a property to ensure that we remedy or take care of before we go live on the market. All right, here we are. Number 1, right as you're pulling up, I'm looking at curb appeal. Now, I don't need you to have $100,000 in landscaping done. What I do need is the bushes trimmed back, mulch to either be new or just empty or removed, and it to at least be at neutral. So when you pull up to a property and if the storm door is half open and the weeds are coming out of the mulch bed and the grass isn't well kept, and say in the wintertime there's no shoveled path to get to the door, that is a pretty strong indicator of what the inside of the house was also kept like. Does that make sense? So when I'm showing properties, that's one of the first things I look at. I am truly judging the property wholly from just the outside before I even get to the property. I'm looking up at the chimney and seeing if there's a chimney cap. Something that simple can go a long way to how scrutinizing we're gonna be as a showing agent walking through a property. So number 1, curb appeal. Make sure there's no holes in the siding. Make sure the window shades are open. Make sure there's a chimney cap. Make sure the doors open and close. If there's rust on the garage door, kind of get rid of that. Bring the landscaping to neutral. If you have a dog, for the love of Pete, pick up the dog poop. Simple things like that have a huge lasting first impression. All right, here we are. Gonna hit you with number 2. Number 2 is the moment I open the door, what does the place smell like? If you have plug-in vanilla Bath and Body Works wall things, you know exactly what I'm talking about, that give me a headache. Not just me, most people, we are done. Like, what are you covering up for a smell? Don't have candles burning. Obviously, if there's cigarette smoke in the property, even if you only smoke in the garage, when you open that garage door up, it's wafting into the house. It makes a huge difference. So smells. I love animals. I love animals more than most people. With that being said, animals do not sell properties, dead or alive. Like, I think I've covered this before. We have to de-pet the home, which means smell. So if there's a litter box, you need to get a plug-in ozone machine. Like I said, if you have big dogs, probably have to get the carpet cleaned. Sometimes people stop there. One of the real things that you need to worry about when you're cleaning your vents, when you're deodorizing your house, is cleaning your ductwork, cleaning your vents, replacing your air filter. If you do everything else, but you don't clean your vents and clean your ductwork, the smells are gonna get trapped in there. All the dirt and pet hair and human hair and all of that stuff. So when you're de-smelling a house, bringing it to neutral, never, ever, ever skip on duct cleaning and changing out your furnace filter. Because one of the first things I do, if a house smells, I go down to the furnace and I check the furnace filter or the air-to-air exchange filter, and guess what? They're probably filthy dirty. Yet another indication of how the home was probably treated. So that's number 2. All right, here we go. Number 3, what is the lighting like inside? If we walk in and the property is dark and all the window shades are drawn and there's not enough lights, that's a real turnoff. You can't really get an idea or the sense of the property of what's going on. So as a listing agent, what we always do is we ensure to change out all the light bulbs. So most light bulbs that you see in homes are those, yellowish ones, the 2500 Kelvins. What we do is we change all of our light fixtures out that we have to. So say if it's in the hallway, it's just a single light fixture, we'll change it out to a flush mount light. We don't really call them flush mount lights. You know what I'm talking about. We call them boob lights, is what it is. I'm a massive fan of a 15-inch boob light because a 15-inch boob light has 3 light bulbs in it. You put 3 60-watt, 5 Kelvin, 5K daylight bulb, bright white lights in there, and it's going to illuminate the hallway or whatever space you have. So if it's a house that doesn't have overhead lighting, add a lamp. Change it to daylight bulbs. Get your windows cleaned. One thing we do with every listing we bring to market is cleaning all of the windows. because you'll be amazed when you clean those windows. I got this pen like a wand over here, Harry Potter, Expelliarmus. When you have the windows clean, it's going to allow a lot more natural light into the property. And if you have a dungeon for a basement, get that sucker lit up like the 4th of July. Daylight bulbs go a long way. So number 3 is improper lighting. Not only does it just when you walk in look like crap, if it's super dark and dingy, the photos. The photos are so incredibly important, but that's a whole pre-sale thing before you even walk into the home. So we'll just stop there. Number 3 is lighting. All right, number 4. This is getting nitpicky, but there's psychology behind this. As a listing agent, if we have rubbed bronze, brushed nickel, silver, or gold in the property for light fixtures and for like pulls and handles and all that stuff, we have to have a consistency throughout the home of the color of hardware you have. Now, there are some places where you can have transitions. So say if it's a traditional 2-story home and upstairs you have rubbed bronze because you've replaced all the gold up there, cool. Did you get all the door hinges? Did you get the linen closet door handle? Did you change out the bathroom fixtures? Did you change out the pulls on the cabinets in the bathrooms? These are little things that when we walk into a property, and if I see a white vent and then a gray vent and then a 1950s vent, and then for some reason an updated wood vent over there, what's going on here? What's up with this hodgepodge? I'm gonna add a bonus one onto this flooring. I'm gonna talk about that too now. When we start walking through a property, hardware adds up. Hardware gets expensive. I mean, to replace the hardware in about a 4,000 square foot home from all gold to even just brushed nickel, I mean, you're looking between $3,000 to $5,000 in hardware. That's including like bathroom fixtures and all that stuff. That's not including the time it takes to input it all, to change it all out. You know, when you start changing your handles on the kitchen cabinets, it takes time, but it makes a huge, huge difference. That way we're not looking at the discrepancies between rooms. Another quick little bonus thing is flooring. When you walk into a home, if you can see more than 2 types of flooring in one view, that's not so cool. If you walk into a home and there's 5, 6, 7, 8 types of flooring, people are gonna notice that and it's gonna drive them nuts. Just ask my wife. So when you walk in, say if it's hardwood floor, there's a little area with tile there, that's 2. Now if you see the kitchen and it's a different floor, 3. All right, now we're getting kind of, Now if I look over in the hallway and I'm seeing vinyl, I'm now seeing 4 different types of flooring from my vantage point of just the door. So that's a little bonus right there, but hardware and flooring. So that's gonna be kind of my combo number 4. All right, number 5, this one is, my listing agents, you should be doing this, and my buyer's agents out there, if you're not doing this, you need to start doing this. One of the first things I do when I walk into a property, besides I go downstairs, I always start in the basement. When I come back to the main level, or if the basement's finished, I'm gonna open up the closet doors and I'm gonna look at the ceiling in the closet. When people paint houses and when people paint ceilings, they never do the inside of the closet ceiling. Inside of a closet ceiling is gonna tell me so much about a property. Just recently, we were selling a home just in Crystal, and there was a smell, and they're like, oh no, nobody's ever smoked in here, none of that stuff. You're lying to me. First thing I do, I go check the linen closet in the hallway, look up, there it is, yellow as heck from years and years and years of cigarette smoke. Check it out. As a listing agent, if you're trying to get rid of a smell the proper way, you have to ensure that you paint those ceilings as well. The best thing to do is remove the popcorn ceiling and actually treat it properly. But as a buyer's agent, if you smell something, check the furnace filter and then go check the closets. Also in the top of the closets, if there's ever been water damage on the ceiling, very rarely is it ever taken care of in the closet as well. So that's it, you guys. Those are my 5 tips that are going to stop your home from selling, and things that you should do before you even get on the market, which are obviously all things that we do. Now, we have a massive checklist of all of these things that we recommend. If you'd like to know more about that, go ahead and drop, like, subscribe, all that stuff in the comments there. All my contact information's in the bottom. I hope you're finding this YouTube channel valuable. Also, 612. It's a great time for the sports right now. The Timberwolves just made it to the second round of the playoffs. The Wilds didn't make it. Baseball season's starting, and I think an amazing draft for the Minnesota Vikings. So I'm just repping purple today with the 612. So, all right, everybody. Thank you for listening. Please subscribe, like, comment, reach out, all that good jazz. As always, I appreciate you so much. We out. Deuces.